Hey everybody, this is Brenda Devine from Purpose 8 Institute, and you're listening to my podcast, Living a Life of Purpose, where we discuss the importance of purpose in our everyday lives. Discovering and living out your purpose keeps you focused on God's purpose. That is sharing the good news of salvation with others. This podcast is for people like me, still searching for the answers to who am I and why am I here? You and I were designed and created by God for purpose, and we have much to do. You can listen and subscribe to my podcast, Living a Life of Purpose with Brenda Devine on Anchor and all other podcast platforms. Hey, this is Brenda Devine from Purpose 8 Institute. Hey, thank you so much for joining me for another episode of my podcast, Living a Life of Purpose. So today's topic is you and your purpose. So what's going on? So I'm touching base with you to see how it's going on your journey, living a life of purpose. I know that being a believer and living out your purpose, aligning your will to God, loving and being kind and generous and humble and gracious, and it's a lot. It's a lot. But the Holy Spirit gives us the way. Jesus gives us the model and the teaching, and God gives us His grace. So we can do it. But I'm checking in with you just to see, are you still passionate? Are you still resilient with your purpose? Or have you said, I'm going to put it down for a while. I'll pick this up later and I'll get back to it. Just checking in to see where you are. So I encourage you as we go along, don't just skip an episode here and there and go, well, I'm going to pick it up. The one thing about being a believer and living this life of purpose, there is no cheat sheet. It is all about your heart, your mind, and your soul. And there's no cheat sheets. You have to be all in. You have to be honest with yourself. You have to submit yourself. You have to be obedient in situations and with people you probably don't even want to. But because you are a believer, because you know that there is a bigger goal, because there is a bigger reason, because you know that there is a promise ahead of you, because you know that you are here to be a servant, because you know that you have purpose, because you know that others need to know about the good news of salvation, you keep going. So I understand, but once you get in this, living a life of purpose, once you've become free, once you know how good it is, you're going to be tempted to put it down. You're going to have distractions. You're going to have people. You're going to have experiences that come and deter you from what you're supposed to be doing. And you got to be smart about it. You've got to be strategic about it. You've got to understand that it's not always about you. It's about God's plan. And we have to continue with our purpose. Because if you're not doing what God has asked you to do, really, what are you here for? I know that sounds hard, but think about it. Are you here to make money? Are you here to have a family? Are you here to buy a car? Are you here to get married? Are you here to buy some new clothes? Are you here to travel? If it's with your purpose, maybe. Maybe those are different avenues of connection for your purpose. But are you really just here for that? Or are you here to be a servant and do what God has created and designed you to do? So we get easily distracted. Really, we do. But you have to pay attention to what's going on around you. Pay attention to what's going on with you. Pay attention to your relationship with your Father. And have yourself open to receive what He is giving you. And what He gives you is His Word, which directs you. He gives you, we have the Word, we have His love, just when you spend more time with Him and you study and you read and you get closer with Him, it solidifies your relationship, your understanding of what you are here for and your value. The problem is when we get easily distracted, when we put other things first, we kind of want to put God on the back burner or say, I'll talk to you later, God. I'll pray later. I'll do this and that. I get it. I've done it. I do it. But we have to be consistent. We have to be accountable for ourselves. So this is just a quick message, just a quick post, quick episode to say, hey, you and your purpose, how's it going? Because sometimes we can be islands to ourselves. We can be in our own little bubble, and we may not have a person to talk to spiritually or a friend that we can talk to. We have our Father, but sometimes we want to have a human. But sometimes that's not possible. And when that's not possible, because everyone's not on the same perspective or the same heart or the same mindset. So you're going to have to lean in further with your Father, like I had to learn. You got to lean in further with Him, spend more time with Him's quiet time to get your understanding, your direction, your lessons, your identification of your weaknesses, and also identifying your strengths and your gifts. So this is a journey. It is a lifelong process. There are good days and there's going to be some bad days, but you have to keep going. So don't let anybody discourage you. Don't let any situation discourage you, but keep your mind focused on your purpose. Protect your purpose. Yes, protect your purpose, because God has something for you to do, for you to share His glory, His message of salvation. And we have to keep pressing, even when we feel overwhelmed, even when we're afraid, even when we're unsure, even when we're hurt and bitter. We got to get past the emotions and just keep going. So don't let anything or anybody discourage you from your purpose. So this is Brenda Devine from Purpose 8 Institute. Hey, I'll talk to you in a little bit. Bye-bye. Thank you for joining me on my podcast, Living a Life of Purpose, on Anchor and all other major podcast platforms. To learn more about Purpose 8 Institute and our ministry of sharing the importance of purpose, please visit our website, www.purpose8institute.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and even TikTok. If you would like to learn more about purpose beyond this podcast, Living a Life of Purpose, you can also purchase one of my books that are available on my website, purpose8institute.com, and also on Amazon.